Red Eye's Fusion. A fusion spell that is all in. Fuse using the deck, but that's all you get. Harsh, but being one of the first of its kind, it needed a substantial downside to balance it out. And even more importantly, it needed a monster to summon. There were already 2 non-effect fusion monsters that Red Eyes could fuse into. So one of them was given an update as an effect monster. Black Skull Dragon into Archfiend Black Skull Dragon. Okay. If you know anything about the cards that are in this game, you know that there are fused from the deck spells that have much less restrictions, and the monsters they make are well above what Archfiend Black Skull Dragon ever could have been. But let's just get these cards onto the duel field already. They got a fever and a rank up waiting for them. That is, they get past the Dark Ruler Dark Hole combo. Okay, no, they can get past it. Ritual Pendulum. Okay, black metal. What was that? The return pendulum graph. Okay. Black meteor. So there's a problem. That's fine. Read up. There they are. But non-ritual monsters summoned. Oh. Yeah, I didn't. Okay, so that's why you want it back. So you can summon. Okay. It has a animation too. Inflict 300. What? A monster from the extra deck can inflict 300 damage. Your opponent actually a spell card or effect. Okay. That should be fine still. Just a Gearfried. Just a Gearfried. It's Gearfried. I can activate twice, can it? No. But this is activating. Destroy both. Okay. What's your problem with Gearfried? I quit the black metal. All right. Just keep it as it is. But I didn't have to do that so early. I could have just waited until I tried to equip something to it. But a level 7 and a level 4. What's that going to do? There they go. So he's got Radiance back to their hand. Okay. That's not great. What's the cost of this thing again? I see. Let's get insight. I'm getting a lot of chances right now. This deck is a lot more dangerous than it looks right now. Let's use the insight. Send away this. But I just got Rise Spirit. Yes, I'll send that. Bad move. I suppose they're not really afraid of the fusion, are they? Okay, so I'll negate this thing. I declare no more Dark Rulers. No Dark Rulers, but yes to Dark Holes. Those are fine. That shouldn't put it in the Pendulum Zone. So get rid of that. Red Eyes Fusion. Meteor Black. Or not Meteor. The Archfiend one. Archfiend Black Skull. Here comes. Ah, what the heck? No. Hit him. There's no battle damage this turn. No, there's no any reason. Alright. I forgot about that part about the whole Dark Ruler thing. Let's do some damage. Yeah, somewhat make up for it. Yeah, not great. You don't want them to have cards. Nothing, right? Also cannot be destroyed by battle. Had some trouble over there. All I had was that out of ice card. I mean, it is a ritual deck. I've used those before. So there's plenty of ritual monsters that could just ruin everything. Although this one card can get you just anything you want. So I can't say I feel too bad. Grand Shrine. Well, that was quick. Classy. Send that away. Okay. You had the card that could save you. But you just soiled the whole thing. It's time to fuse. And you think I care about face down cards? I do. But not while I'm attacking. Coming out, Archfiend. Time for some violence. And the drawing of a card, but go for it. Yes. I see you have not waited until my attack to... Why are you getting negated? No. Wait, why do you get 2 prompts to use Archfiend effect? I mean, 2, it's enough. Some dragons. Some red eyes. And I'll send... Oh, man, I should send... Yeah. Alright. I don't have any more level 7s. Or normal monsters that I would... Oh no. Legatia, who is stronger than my demon dragon. And what's it doing? Destroy the monster at the highest... Okay. And this is in Comet, so I don't get anything from its destruction. This is a draw effect, too. Yeah, that was the draw effect. Okay, I drew the Black Flare. Let's see here. So this thing not doing anything when it's destroyed? Well, it's threatened the fusion. Didn't that already happen? We've already been through this. Oh, that's what I'm waiting for. They'll probably create something such as Blazar. Yep. Immediate synchro summons. Oh, Crimson. Oh, that's an animation. Of course. Yes, that horrible red dragon card is not in the game anymore. So, yep, it's Blazar, whom I am not afraid of. Synchro Rumble. So first of all, I would like to say that there are no more Dark Rulers allowed. Okay, if that's okay with everyone. So this is just negates. Doesn't do anything with destroyed. This also doesn't. Does this make a token? I don't have much choice. I'm just gonna keep going with this. There you go. Dark hole for you. Oh, right. Does that for cost. Still negated, but it's gonna come back. Oh, well, it's gone. Dragon's Mirror. You and you. Together. We reform. In the Archfiend Black Skull. Hit him. Not... Well, joke's on you. You don't take any damage anyway, so... whatever. Maybe I should have fused into... No, I couldn't. I don't have the meteor in there anymore. Whose idea was these synchro monsters? There's 4,000 attack and defense. And negates anything. And it was able to avoid destruction through its effect. Even though it was negated. Now I'm really seeing why Dark Ruler fell off. I mean, they can't activate anything in response, but I really didn't accomplish much. That was my only chance. At least my opponent didn't know about the restriction, since they impermanenced it for no reason. Yep, we're destroyed again. No, I don't have enough life points to live. That's really too bad. Don't mind losing coin flips. I want to go second. I feel like I've had this exact hand before. I'm just in the gear for you to make this. Let's make this good. That's gonna be so nice when they ruin everything. So I was gonna go down the usual. Yeah, just the usual here. No, we're gonna use a 4 and a 7. That seems pretty early. Why did you do that? Just to make me wrong? It's not unaffected. Are less or equal to your opponents. Okay, so they are unaffected. Alright. You know, a storm is coming. It's an impermanence. That's not a quick effect. No way. Yeah. Well. Goes through, right? It's gotta be Comet, because... Well, you're just not strong enough. Actually, no, you are strong enough. Because with, black metal... Now, if I use this effect... I can send off Soul for 450. And then that would make them strong again. Let's just fight that. Alright, in the deck. I could have chosen Archfiend, because that would have been 3,800 it had. It would have attacked and destroyed Psychic and Punisher. Then I could shuffle back the Red Eyes would have used to summon it. It would have done way more damage. So what I do here now is just link that and use this garbage to put Comet back in the extra deck. Black metal will go off. But I already had a Meteor Black. A Black Meteor. Or maybe they have no interest in getting rid of this. Any more strange creations? Nah, that's standard. Then I take what I usually dish out. I got 47. I'm gonna choose Black Metal first. You can stop me from getting anything. If you negated and then use that on the other one. Insight. Okay. I'll just live for now. You're free. I can definitely get rid of Baron Floor. That won't be a problem. An excellent choice. Could. Let's go in for another fusion. Put them together. Since I didn't do it before, I can do it now. Time to battle. Take this Barone. Time for an effect. Back red eyes. Yeah. That'll be it. This one draw could end me. They still have this. They haven't used it. Actually, what's the requirements for Monk? That was just any monster. It has to be tenure. Half of 32 is 16. Come on. Why do you 17? Oh, you didn't have anything to activate it with. Forgot about that part. Oh, but you control no effect monsters now. What? If you control a face of non... Okay. It's not if you control no effect monsters. It's, you have to have it. Yeah. 32 plus 24. I'm just gonna let them have it solo. Put that back. What ended them was that very strange psychic end punisher at the beginning of the game. Why? That it's end punisher. You don't start with it. This is the most points I've ever gotten. I didn't want this. I want to go first. Dragon Shrine. The red eyes. And... you know that too. Alright, it's fuse. That's all I got. Comet's a better lead off. You're black, Comet Dragon, also known as Red Eyes Black Dragon. I'll send Darkest Metal. Just. It's a bit more damage than Archfiend would have. What's Socketry supposed to entail? Supposed to be like rocketry? What you fusing over there? Oh, it's Fluffle. The Fright Fur. He got 3,000 defense. Sorry, one monster your opponent controls sends it to the grave. Huh. Oh, this is not. Comet Revive. Flare. End the turn. Since the graveyard is huge material, you can target up to 2 of your banished monsters to turn up the graveyard. Okay. I'm going to use Fusion. I'm going to Archfiend. I'm going to create an Archfiend. And then we go in for D-Tap. No effects. You get 1 and 2. Effects, sending in Red Eyes. Could have done more damage if I'd done that before. Do I have? I don't. I do. I'm just gonna put this one away. Fast as possible. Summon my soul. I'll do it. Some excellent burning, if I do say so myself. And I often do. Alright, I was told to go first. Let's start with Shrine. Red Eyes and Soul. Next up, the Insight. Send off Archfiend. for fusion, because I have nothing else. So let's fuse. This with this. I kind of sent too much now. So much of my, well, so many of my level 7 red eyes. And I win there. Now let's see what they think about my burning soul. Now that's damage. What? Okay. They're on the path to taking my turn. Don't send Jet. No, it's even worse, actually. Wouldn't that summon something for them? Oh, jeez. The one thing to beat Comet. Get out of there, Soul. Oh, what? Wait, I get a red eyes monster. Actually, I get a normal monster. Didn't have to be red eyes. Now I can Dark Ruler no more. And make this thing destructible. Wouldn't that be something? Let's just do that. Remember that they take no damage. Let's summon. Let's just destroy Chaos Max. How's that fusion back now? If only I had Fang with Chain. I feel a lot more comfortable. Think they have any follow-up? If they don't, they do. Over the battle phase, alright. Okay. Let's bring Red Eyes back. My true red eyes versus your just alternative dragon. It's good. So now we can fuse. I can use it to make Archfiend Black Skull, who attacks over 200, then shuffles back for 24, or 12. Or we summon Comet. Comet's a lot more safe. I have to do a lot more damage too. Fuse together. This is showing you get a lot more profit out of Comet. Down to battle. Red Eyes. Inferno Fire Blast. Very nice. Alright, this is fine by all means. Well, it depends if they can get the circle. You really want me to fuse, huh? They didn't... Because they couldn't draw yet. Let us... Yeah, I could fuse in the Black Skull. But if they end my turn, that'd be really bad. I can also destroy that. Whatever it is. Just fuse. I was given 2 of them. Something must want me to fuse here. Drew summon Skull. So that puts me back a bit. Here's that Archfiend. I'm going to save the black metal. Return Red Eyes to the deck. Okay. There you are. You're in a poor position, DM. So they drew Mahad, right? Oh, there's Eternal Soul. Which, so long as they can't get a circle, I can use Gearfried. Oh, maybe they didn't. What's this? And we're fusing. Dark Magician and Dark Magician together. Make the Dark Magicians to hit me again. And Eternal Souls face down. In their grave, they have this thing. Sigil Spells of Doom. Okay. Use insight. Insight, send off soul. Spirit. Is it only once per turn? Yes, it is only once per turn. Alright. Another red ice fusion. Comet. Together we make. Let's see if you can deal with this burn damage. Going a little slow. That's fine. How much is this? 800? 700? A little boost should help. Alright, go for it, Comet. Your time. Just enough. We are really bad if they got that circle. And they must have shuffled their deck to not draw Mahad, which was probably that Dark Magician they summoned. Dragon's Mirror. Again. I can't use it. Draw it again, can't use it again. Oh. And Eldritch. As it might just be zombies. Yes. What is it, if a zombie monster is summoned? Then faces a face-up card in this field zone. Okay. Allure of Darkness. No, destroy battle. Monsters cannot destroy battle with this card. I don't need that. If I can somehow... I could put Summon Skull into the grave with Black Meteor. Then I can get... Okay. Let's see about this. Well, they don't control Eldritch the Golden Lord. Let's try this too. It gives me flare metal, but I guess I'm doing it this way. Dragon's Mirror. Black Skull. Haven't normal summoned yet? Apparently not. Okay. Well, let's summon. Red Eyes. You ready to battle? Bam. those. And that. And take one of these as well. Alright. Go on. Well, that'll get Archfiend. Next, set an Eldritch card. Well, that wasn't over yet. Oh well. So menacing that my opponents negate its effect, even when it will do no damage. So the first post-Red Eyes fusion monster, along with being based off the only time that Red Eyes ever fused canonically in the show. This is exactly my kind of guy. A demon dragon. Big attack. Big burn damage. Yet I've never used it before now. And simply just because this card is awkward. You can go down this card and find all sorts of reasons why it just holds itself back. Should we just start from the top? How about its name? No Red Eyes in its name. Red Eyes Fusion changes it to Red Eyes Black Dragon. But if this thing's in the graveyard, you can't use Red Eyes Spirit to bring it back. So that's already a poor start. It's level 9. So there goes Return of the Dragon Lords, or any of the other cards that have support for level 7, 8 dragons. It is a dark dragon. So that fits. And then we get to its fusion materials. Which, if you want to use Red Eyes Fusion, you have to stick to these exact fusion materials that are the original fusion materials for the Black Skull Dragon before this one. So essentially, it's Summon Skull and Red Eyes. Summon Skull has nothing to do with Red Eyes at all, except for fusing into this. So it's just awkward to have it in there. Like, this thing is the fusion between the two Gemini monsters that came out alongside it. Yet, it was decided that it cannot fuse in any meaningful way with those Gemini monsters to make this. They would have to be summoned onto the field. And you have to wait until another turn in order to fuse them together, due to Red Eyes Fusion's restraints. It's just something you really don't want to go through for just this dragon. And also below it, you can only summon one of these per turn. I'm not sure what this means. I thought we were balancing for Red Eyes Fusion, the card that only lets you fuse, and then that's your only summon. This doesn't say you can only control one Archfiend Black Skull Dragon. You just can't special summon 2 of them. Maybe this is future-proofing it, because its burn effect does not have a once per turn. So this kind of gives it an effective once per turn. Or, well, because you fuse one turn and fuse another, you can get you can double up on the burn damage. But it doesn't affect anything. Might as well just ignore that it's there. And now for an actual effect. That this card prevents anything from being activated when it attacks. That's a decent defense. However, battle traps were well on their way out by the time this was printed. Though it does have some modern use. Like cards like Agramax that try to boost themselves up when they're attacked. Black Skull doesn't even give them the chance to. If Fenrir attacks into this thing, it's going to look silly. Although there are certain cards like Nightmare Pain that are continuous effects that, since they don't activate, Archfiend can't stop them. That's unfortunate. And even more unfortunate is that this card still falls victim to what every Red Ice Fusion monster does, which is when they're summoned, they can just get destroyed or shuffled away without any fight to them. Because this thing's protection is just a small window within the battle phase. It's not really enough to protect your only summon for the turn. And next up, what makes this card able to do the most damage that any singular Red Ice card can do by itself. When its attack ends, or at the end of the battle phase, shuffle back a Red Ice, inflict its attack. That's a really good effect. It's pretty much exactly what Black Flare does. Although I'm not sure where the Archfiend of Lightning effect went. The one that destroys monsters that have less defense. Maybe that's what the protection effect is. The evolved version. The lightning protects the dragon. So this is, a card, how I like it. It's strong. But a very important trait to cards nowadays is that they're able to interact with the opponent on their turn. Black Skull doesn't do that. It wants the battle phase. So it's just going to sit there and watch your opponent destroy it or set up a monster that can destroy this thing without card effects. Which, this card is definitely a finisher. So that's its weakness. This thing came out alongside Flare Metal. So, you go first, set up a Flare Metal burns up your opponent, and then Archfiend comes in for the kill. There wasn't any great ways to make Flare Metal back in the day. I'm not sure how you do that in Red Eyes. You had the Blackstone of Legend. That's a once per turn, and it takes your normal summon. So for going second, since Archfiend Black Skull Dragon wants that battle phase. Which, even my opponent that summoned the Psychic End Punisher on the first turn, that thing was at least unaffected because our life points were equal. So even doing that is better than summoning Black Skull on the first turn. Although it's unfortunate that I missed out on all that damage from Dark Ruler no more, but without Dark Ruler, Black Skull would have a hard time even touching the field. So it's a sacrifice that I would just have to make. Now I got a replay prepared that's going to show off all you need to see for Archfiend Black Skull Dragon. So let's go on to that. So here we are. I've elected to go second because that's what Black Skull Dragon wants. Mobbing your hand isn't too fantastic, and it's also branded. See, it's the Black Stone Legend, or the White Stone of Ancients. Kind of different card. And they send off a Blue Eyes. It is branded Blue Eyes. But they're also going to get a Ritual Art from Abyss. We'll also get Chaos Max. Alright, my turn. See what the draw is. Fang of Chain. It's nice. That's not too nice, but I don't really intend to be summoning too much, do I? So they respond to my Lure of Darkness with True Light, which is just going to set Ultimate Fusion. So Lure gives me 2 dark monsters that I can use. I'm going to send off Black Flare. Don't expect to be too useful. And then just destroy everything. This goes off just fine. Now it's time for a fusion. Not a very popular card. But I can fuse with something skull in my hand, because of course I drew it. And Rise in the deck for Black Skull. Direct attack, can't activate anything. Full damage. And here's a bit more for you. Shuffle back. And we end with setting the chain. And of course it's branded, so they add their stuff back to their hand. Start off with Sarcophagus. Thought this would be Mercourier, but it's actually Tragedy. This thing gets the Uber. Who will then get them branded Fusion. One of those fused from the deck cards. Equip Fang with Chain because I don't want a Mirror Draid sneaking up on me. Fuse Albion, yeah. Albion into Searing. Yeah. And then Searing into Mirror Jade. Yeah. But with Fang with Chain, I can trade with Mirror Jade if they try to banish Archfiend. Which first thing to go for Advanced Ritual Art. So here's Max. Let's not forget about True Light. So here's Blue Eyes. This is really not good. Even if I take away Mirror Jade with Fang with Chain, if they banish my Black Skull here, they have way more attack than I can take on the field, even without Mirror Jade. So how does this turn out? Well, they attack. And since they attacked, they cannot activate effects anymore. Therefore, Mirror Jade has lost its chance. And I get to take it. For the cost of just taking 200 more damage. And then everyone else gets a turn. But I'm still here. 1,500 life points. And here comes Jet Dragon. And here comes this thing again back to their hand. So, Red Eye Spike Dragon, and a Black Stone of Legend in my hand. What card could I draw in this situation? Well, it's going to be Red Eye's Insight. I call this the perfect card for the situation. You could also say Fusion. So I infuse into Comet. Comet would send off Darkness Metal for 1,400 damage. And then Comet has 1,000 damage on Albion. And that'd be just enough to win. However, in that dire of a situation, I bet my opponent would use the ultimate fusion they have set down. It's right there. And when they use the Blue Eyes that's on the field, they'll be able to destroy Comet, and then that would be it. But with Insight, they can be more sneaky about it. Activate it to send off Soul. Get in Spirit. Here comes Black Snow Legend. Did you read it? For Red Eyes Black Dragon, the one I shuffled back before. Then you gotta draw you, whatever. Oh, and then the Granganol. He gets to summon a monster because I summoned with a monster effect. And this thing comes around. And what does it do? It summons my Black Skull to their field. Which, thank goodness they can only special summon one. They're only some. And, you see, they let me end my turn. So, they've lost. Because Ultimate Fusion can only be used during the main phase. And they have the exact amount of life points that I could just win with. Now, why are they holding on to this Ultimate Fusion? Well, it's because they want to summon Magia. They have a Blue Eyes in the grave. They have Blue Eyes in the field, and they have a Ritual monster. So all they would need is to draw Blue Eyes White Dragon, which maybe they did. I gave them a draw with Black Snow Legend. So maybe they have the Blue Eyes. Maybe they're so ecstatic that they would be able to use that Ultimate Fusion. Which they're going to set another one right here. But it doesn't matter. They've already chosen their fate. They wanted to be greedy and summon their monster. And this is what you get. Shouldn't play around. Looks like it doesn't matter how many powerful monsters you have on your field if your life points are burning away. In fact, this Red Eyes was the target for both of the rounds of burn damage used in that duel. Now, I got lucky, and my opponent was distracted with ulterior motives, but Archfiend Black Skull Dragon even gave me the opportunity to be in that situation, with it stopping Mirror Jade's effects and inflicting the full amount of damage from the graveyard, as well as that direct attack. So well done, Black Skull. Here's the deck in its entirety. Now, it's got Dark Ruler no more for going second, although it's unfortunate that Black Skull won't be able to do any damage, but it's better than the monsters on the field interfering with its summon in the first place. Let's got the Gemini monsters. Be able to slide them in here. Since actually the Gemini monsters are part of a majority of the extra deck monsters. Now obviously this is Black Flare and Archfiend of Lightening. Said that before. Comet is Black Flare and Impact together. So you still got the two sets of wings. You can't really see if there's an eye on its jaw. I mean, with all the flames and such, this has to be Black Flare. Now, of course, Flare Metal Dragon is the mechanized version of Black Flare. And Black Flare is just on so many card arts. I already said that Black Flare is on Red Eyes Fusion. Even more recently, I've realized that with Return of the Red Eyes, I always thought this Red Eyes Black Dragon looks strange because its arm here, it doesn't have its thumb on its hand. Then looking at Black Flare, I realized that that's the way Black Flare's hand is. It doesn't have a thumb, instead it has a claw in its elbow. And looking at the rest of this card, you can't see its bottom jaw because it's putting on a face mask. But behind this black vortex, that's one of its hip wings. And on the other side, another one. And of course, there's the burning wing, which, Red Eyes is usually associated with fire, so I didn't think much of that. And then the head spikes, they also line up with Black Flare. So this is Black Flare being equipped with a Black Metal Dragon. They really had a lot of faith in these Gemini monsters, that they were going to be the new thing. Let's put them on every card art we can. Well, now, to wrap things up, Red Eyes fusion monsters, they've always been held back by being so easy to get rid of whenever they're summoned. The Archfiend Black Skull, I would say, is the least useful of the bunch. Just because you summon it, it's vulnerable, and it needs to get to the battle phase to have any use for itself. And also its summoning conditions, having that normal Archfiend. I drew Summon Skull so many games. And there's only one of them in here. The next up would be Slash Dragon. The only Red Eyes fusion monster in this game that its base is Red Eyes Black Dragon and not Black Flare. It's pretty good at protecting the field, but only from targeting. And, bringing back monsters after it gets destroyed. If Slash Dragon gets destroyed, well, it has a Black Metal Dragon equipped to it. Black Metal Dragon will search, and then it'll be brought back by Slash Dragon's effect. So if it gets sent again, that's another search off of it. So Slash Dragon, better for longer form games. And then the best I would call Comet. Because immediately, it's the strongest. 3,500. It's a really good attack. And then immediate usage out of it by inflicting burn damage. And of course, bring back a normal monster when it is destroyed. And if you look at its fusion materials, this thing came out the year after Archfiend Black Skull. So clearly they learned that having the restriction of not being able to use the Gemini monsters for its summon was a really strange idea and just bad for the design. So any level 7 Red Eyes monster, any level 6 Dragon monster to make this. In fact, the fusion materials was so generic that they could print more level 6 dragons. So there was... you can still use the original Meteor Dragon. Also, this new Black Meteor Dragon, which just trounces all others in its usefulness. Just too bad that this can't send Gemini monsters. It's based off of a monster that has a Gemini monster based off of it. So it would be pretty useful if it could send off a Gemini monster or a normal monster to kind of connect things a bit better to get the Gemini monsters into the grave. But oh well. I guess normal monster's good enough. Now, one last thing. What would be a good future Red Eyes fusion monster? What I'm thinking is that something along the lines of like a Slash Dragon, but for the Red Eyes that was in GX. Like a Darkness Dragon Red Eyes fusion monster. It would use a level 7 or higher Red Eyes monster. So it could fuse with the original Darkness Dragon. And then plus a Dark monster. And it'd be Red Eyes, Darkness, Shrouded Dragon. And it would have some kind of burn effect since he was the one with Inferno Fire Blast. And also Red Eyes Burn. So it had to have something to do with burning. It also had to have some kind of evil effect to it. Someone that does something horrible to the opponent, but also burns them. Like sending a monster from their extra deck and then burning them for half the damage. That might be too far, but that'd be something like that. And also for Red Eyes Fusion in general, you could use a card that protects the monsters it fuses. Something like monsters fusion summoned using Red Eyes Fusion are unaffected the turn they are fusion summoned. Like some kind of continuous spell that does that. So you can't just immediately have your monster removed by just whatever. It's too dangerous out there to just have one summon. So there's got to be something to help those monsters last a bit longer out there. Alright, so Red Eyes and fusing. Red Eyes could use more fusion monsters. There's only 4. There's only 4 ideas that were used. Red Eyes and a Fiend. Red Eyes and Meteor Dragon. Red Eyes and a Warrior. Red Eyes and a certain spellcaster. Although I really don't consider that even a Red Eyes card. I mean, it can be summoned to Red Eyes Fusion, but I don't really like it. I don't really like it at all. Kind of makes it not even a Red Eyes deck at that point. This card is easy to snuff out, along with a catastrophic downside. But with the right setup, and at the right timing, you can surprise your opponent with a huge dragon monster that they couldn't even see coming. So respect the downside, and don't lose faith in your Red Eyes Fusion.